I just gotta talk about it 'cause it needs to be talked about. I don't even know why you ain't done it yet. Somebody say something.
Excuse me. All jokes aside, this is the one story that has to make me truly mad. It's happening in Texas. 16-year-old kid. Apparently a rich white kid. Was drunk in a pickup truck, and accidentally killed 4 people driving drunk. Now, instead of going to jail, he's going to do 10 years probation and go to counseling because they say he's suffering from something called, I can't even pronounce it, something called Affluenza. In other words, it means that he was too rich, too privileged to know the difference between right and wrong. Okay, I'm going to show you the clip, then I'm going to come back and talk about it.
In Fort Worth, Texas, a teenager was just given probation for drunk driving and killing 4 people. Prosecutors were looking for a lengthy jail sentence after 16-year-old Ethan Couch got behind the wheel of a pickup truck with a .24 blood alcohol level, 3 times the legal limit, and Valium in his bloodstream, and hit 4 pedestrians, killing them, including a mother and her daughter. But instead, Couch got probation because his lawyer basically argued that Couch was suffering from affluenza at the time. In other words, he was too rich and too privileged to know the difference between right and wrong.
Judge Jean Boyd is the judge who sentenced Ethan Couch to 10 years probation. Prosecutors were pushing for 20 years in jail. His defense attorneys argued that the 16-year-old's parents are to blame for his behavior and that he was a product of wealth and privilege.
Couch's defense lawyer said Couch had never been punished in the past for his bad behavior, including one time being caught with a passed-out, undressed 14-year-old girl in his truck. And since he's never been punished and has always gotten what he wanted, a psychologist testified that Couch was in need of therapy for killing 4 people with his truck instead of in need of jail time. The judge agreed, and Couch is headed for a $500,000 counseling center.
Alright, you watched it. Affluenza. See, when you gotta make up words that don't sound right, and then it's not right. Affluenza. Too rich and too privileged to know the difference. So rich that he doesn't know the difference between right and wrong. It's bullshit. Everybody knows what drunk driving is. Everybody knows the difference between right and wrong. I mean, come on, man. Do rich kids get more privileges than poor kids and they don't know the difference between right and wrong? Sometimes that can be true. There's a little truth to that. Do I believe that he needs psychology and therapy for killing 4 people with a truck? Absolutely. But at minimum, he at least still need to do at least 5 years in jail, no probation at minimum. Because all you're doing is adding to the problem. He's never been punished for doing wrong, and now he's still getting off for doing wrong because he's rich. I mean, what kind of lawyer is this? That's a rich person lawyer. Don't nobody poor got a lawyer like that. You can't afford to hire a lawyer who even know what that means. Affluenza? Don't nobody know what that means. He's still suffering from the same disease. He's still suffering from rich people disease. And I hope that whoever the judge is and the parents and the child look at this video and see it. He still need to at least do 5 years in jail at minimum. Of course, anybody needs therapy for killing somebody. On purpose or accidental. Whatever. And then the whole thing about the 14-year-old girl in the back of the pickup truck. That's rape. It's rape. What a 14-year-old girl's parents at? And this is happening in Texas. Everybody knows Texas is a racist state. But we ain't going to conclude racism in Texas. I'm going to talk about that in my next video. About the guy who overpaid child support. But anyway, come on, man. Would this be happening to a black person? I don't know. Because probably a black person would have been too poor. So, I don't know a lot of rich black people. I don't know any rich white people neither, but apparently he's one. And I don't know if y'all was watching the clip. At the bottom of the screen when they was talking about Russia and the strike over low salaries. The irony in that, man. Like, how much money can you have that you don't know the difference between right and wrong? That you drive drunk and kill 4 people and you don't go to jail because you're too rich. How much money is that? That's what I want to know. Question of the day, how much money is that? How much money do you have to be so privileged that you don't know the difference between right and wrong? And if that's the case, that's really just the parents' fault. That's a moral thing. It ain't got nothing to do with money. But how much money is that? You want to punish him, you want to teach him a lesson, then take away the money. Then if he's poor, then he'll know the difference. So I say you take away the money. Take away his parents' money, because obviously, since it's the parents' fault, the parents should be punished too. And what better punishment than to take away their money? Take away their money, and then they'll no longer have this problem about not knowing what privileged people can and can't do, because they're no longer privileged. And that'll teach them a lesson. There's plenty of people who need that money. Apparently in Russia. If you read the bottom of the news clip, right now they in Russia striking over low salaries, and he's getting off of jail because he has too much money. Send the money over to Russia. Do anything positive with that money. Give it to a poor kid. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care what you do with the money. And then a $500,000 counseling center. What kind of shit is that? $500,000. I know you need money to run facilities and counseling centers, but people would tell you what's wrong with you for free. Like me. Like right now, what I'm doing. You can walk up to a stranger and say, what's wrong with me? And they'll tell you. People will tell you what's wrong with me for free. I can turn this into a counseling center, this bedroom to a counseling center right now for 3. I can counsel at least 3 people and tell them what's wrong with you. You ugly, your hair stink, your breath stink, you too rich, you shouldn't have did that, stop cheating on your girlfriend, get a job. I know plenty of things what's wrong with me. I counsel myself all the time. Do I ever listen to myself? I do, but I just don't know how to change it right now. Do he ever counsel himself? You can counsel yourself if you just honest. If you got a relationship with God, you can counsel yourself. All I'm saying is, you need to do at least 5 years of jail, 10 years probation, that's still good. Counseling, that's still good. 5 years in jail. Take away the money. I say you take away the money. That's what the problem is. Take away the money. Give it to me. Give it to me. I know the difference between right and wrong. I ain't never raped no 14-year-old girl. I couldn't get away with half of this stuff. 3 times over the legal limit. Like, come on, man. I don't even know what to say, man. I can't even crack a joke about it. I mean, there's a lady right now with 15 kids who need that money. Yeah. Give it to her. Take away the money, man. That's the problem. Take away the money. But question of the day, how much money is that? How much money do you need to be so privileged that you no longer know the difference between right and wrong? How much cash is that truly? Because it gotta be anything less than $1 million, then I don't want to hear it. It gotta be at least $1 million. And he couldn't be that rich because he was driving a pickup truck. I don't know if that's just a Texas thing, but I ain't never seen a rich man drive a pickup truck. Was hopping my back of my pickup truck. You know, so they can't be that rich. Hello, think about it. You know what I'm saying? The laws in Texas. We're not gonna screen racism. We're just saying that black people don't have as much money. That's all. Or we'll never know. If this had been a rich black kid, he probably would have suffered it from influenza. I suffer from some kind of poor disease with a scientific name that I don't know about. I don't know. I'm sure it got some kind of scientific name that I'm so poor that I would never be happy. And I know that to be true right now, whether you can scientifically prove it or not. I mean, I'm saying I can still get happy, but not with the income level I got now. Because I get more, but okay. I'm just saying, this whole story is wrong. I don't think people deserve to just rot in jail for the rest of their life, but sometimes it's just unexcusable. And that's no other punishment suitable. Counseling, 5 years of jail, and take away the money. That's my verdict on it. Alright, God, comment, like, subscribe. God bless. Go in peace. Plenty of imagination for life. And as always, Believe in what you want to be.
I just gotta talk about it 'cause it needs to be talked about. I don't even know why you ain't done it yet. Somebody say something.